Hey, hi all. In this video, we will be discussing about Salesforce dynamic forms. So, what is dynamic forms, how they are beneficial, and how they are different from the standard page layouts which we have in Salesforce, and why Salesforce came up with dynamic forms when they have page layouts in place. So, uh, dynamic forms are used to define the layout of a record detail page that contains fields and sections like page layout. The only difference between the page layout which we have on an object and a dynamic form is that we cannot show or hide the sections and fields in the page layout. But using dynamic forms, we can do that thing. And that will be on the value of that particular field. So if for an example, if we have if we have a checkbox, if you are employed or not, and if you are checking that checkbox like I am employed, then only there will be a section in that you have to fill out the details like how many years of experience do you have, and what type of technologies have you worked on, all that thing. So in that way we can control the visibility of that particular section. If we are using a normal page layout which was earlier present, so in that we have to see all the fields or at all the time. But using dynamic forms, we can do that action whenever the checkbox is checked. So, for an example, you want to dynamically show a particular section of an opportunity when a particular value of that stage is selected. Opportunity stage is at 6 or is at 4 or 3, then only you want to display a particular detail or a particular section of that particular opportunity. Then you can use this, or you can control the visibility of that particular section or field for using any field value of that particular record by using the what profile the user has, or what profile the owner has, what role the user has, and what type of permissions they have. Then what are the limitations in dynamic forms? Dynamic forms is currently available only for custom objects. It is not available for the standard objects which we have, like accounts, contacts, and opportunities. Dynamic forms are not supported on record pages that use pinned region or custom page templates. Dynamic forms field section component are not supported on mobile. So the section part is not supported on mobile, only the field visibilities are supported, not the whole section part. Now we will practically see what is dynamic form in Salesforce. So just to showcase you how dynamic forms work. So in this example, we have a custom object candidate, and only these four fields are available. And once we check this checkbox, this is currently employed checkbox, then there will be a section which will be visible. So this is the benefit of dynamic forms. This we cannot implement using the standard page layout which we have on an object level. So that's the reason Salesforce introduced dynamic forms. And this is not the customization, like we are not achieving this by using any aura component or LWC. We are just creating the dynamic forms. So this is the out of the box functionality which is given by Salesforce. And if we remove this checkbox from that field, so this section will be removed. So how we created this, so let's see it. So first we will go to that edit page. In that edit page, we have set of fields on that object. Then the section, if you want to add any section, you just have to drag that section here. There will be a section. If you want it to be a two column section, then just select this. If you want it to be one column, then you can have this. If you want to rename it like display or anything, if you want to update that particular section name or label, then you can update it from here. So I have updated it to section 1. And what does visibility you want to set, you can set from this filters. So it will be like record field. All the fields on that particular object will not be available. Some of the fields will be available according to uh, the functionality which Salesforce is providing. So you can select any one of the field, and then you can select like the value will be equal to or the value will not be equal to in that manner. So for an example, for this section, I have set the visibility like if the record currently employed value is true, then only it will showcase this section. Otherwise, it will not display this section. So for an example, we put some of the fields in newly created section, like in this manner, the first name and the last name, and then the city, and then the phone. Sorry, phone. Okay. And then we set a visibility on this. If there is an email ID, then only this section will be visible. So how we will do that? We will just go to this add filter, the record field. You can go to advanced, you can go to select. There you can know you have device, you have user. In user you can select this all fields, then you can select the contact, and then you can look up for manager fields like the user only, and the profile like which profile, profile name, and all that stuff. And then you go to the user again, then you have permissions like it's a custom permission if there is any custom permission, or if there is any standard permission which you want to set. Then you have record. So this will capture the record values of that current record. So we will just search for email, then we got the email, and then we'll done. Email does not equal to blank. Okay, so we have to just save it, and that's done. In the activation thing, we have like if you want to make this particular page org default or but any app default, then you have to assign this particular layout to some of the apps in which this particular object is available. So whenever you will open any record of that object in battle station construction app, so it will showcase the setup in this manner, or the layout in this manner. Okay, then you can do more like fine grain that access like assign to apps, record type, and all that stuff you can do from here. So these are the three options which we have while activating particular record page. So why this is given? Because a record page can be different, like a contact record page can be different for sales, can be different for service, sales and service as in app we have in Salesforce. So if you are viewing it from a sales app, then it will be different, and when you are viewing it from service, then it will be different. So in that manner we can manage this thing, and then we have saved this record. Then we will go to one of the record. We will duplicate this section, and then we will just go back, and then we will go to this. So we have so now this section is available. So this is the beauty, or this is the benefit of dynamic forms or using dynamic form, because you don't have to write any piece of code or any line of code, and you can implement this dynamic functionality into your layouts. So this is all from dynamic forms. So, thank you. Have a nice day.